What's up, everybody? Welcome again to the podcast, New Zealand's number one podcast here. Joining me today, guys. Make sure you grab some warm greetings and welcome to our today's featured guest, Marcus Prilla. What's up, brother? How are you?
How you doing? How everyone's doing? Trust everyone's having an amazing night. My name's Marcus Prilla. I'm from the Philippines, but I've been in New Zealand for the past 5 to 6 years now.
Nice.
Been going back and forth though.
Bit of a traveler.
Traveling back home is good, but under the circumstances, you can't really do it. But yeah, I'm 19. Oh wait, no, I'm 20 now. I just turned 20 a few days ago.
Let's go. Birthday in lockdown.
Birthday in lockdown, bro. Yeah, that's the first one. But went better than expected.
I like it, bro. What inspired you to become a growth and development coach, and how has that affected you, Marcus?
What inspired me would be just starting off with personal development. Would have just started about last year, but what I'm aware of at least. So I've started going to the gym. I'm going to bring this back to a few years. I started going to the gym back when I was 12 in the Philippines, and I've just had something for it. And I don't think I realized what it really was until I moved here. When I started becoming consistent with it, when I started doing it more. And that's when I realized that everyone does something to feel something that's missing inside, right? And for me, it was the gym.
Yeah.
The first thought was, hey, and I think everyone can relate to this, you first go to the gym to get girls. Right? That's how it is.
Right? Big facts.
Like, you have this illusion that everyone thinks that if you look good, then the girls will come to you.
Yeah.
But funny enough, you look good enough, the only people that come to you are the guys. And they're like, bro, you look big. There's never a girl that comes up to you and be like, are you looking good?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, so throughout that, I've been going on a journey, finding myself, being around this different people, thinking that, maybe they'll have what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
But it took me a long and one hell of a ride to realize that everything that I've been looking for was always with me, within me.
Yeah.
Right? And start of last year, I think, was when I started asking a lot of questions. And I think that's how we really get answers, right? You never get an answer if you don't ask a question. So I think I started asking myself a whole lot more questions, and they all point towards personal development.
Yeah.
So when I realized that, I started investing in myself more. My time, my money, my everything. And that's when I found that there's so much more. There's so much more to life than materialistic things, than getting that person, than getting that that money, that house, those luxuries.
Yeah.
And I think for me, what really inspired me though is my purpose. I feel like the biggest thing that makes us feel lost, makes us feel empty, is we're living without purpose.
Yeah.
Like we're just going through our days, not really, having anything, no intentions. We're just living like everyone else does these days by 9 to 5. Just you live paycheck by paycheck. What we're doing is we're living day by day without actually having any intention as to, or purpose as to why we're living, why are we here. So I feel like that was the biggest question that I've ever had, was, why am I here?
And I've just going off of what you're saying, Marcus, like I feel like most of us at times, right, we kind of struggle with that question, right? Why are we here, right? What's our purpose in life, right? And I feel like, I guess within, I don't know, for me with personal development and growth is like part of, I guess you can tell someone who's on the right track, or you can tell someone who's got their life sorted, right? I mean, we all make mistakes, but I guess most of us, I feel like, live in a time where like it takes quite a while for us to get a hold of our growth and where we're going. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And,
I feel you.
Yeah.
And I think the one thing that stood out to what you just said is there's really no wrong way of going towards growth. I think we have, I feel like I can say this, right? I feel like we've tried thinking of or understanding failure as a bad thing, right? So every time we fall off track, we think that we're not getting anywhere, but it's failure is part of the success.
Bro, facts, bro.
You know, like
The only way to go to succeed is to fail,
exactly,
right? The more times we fail, the more likely times we're going to succeed.
100%.
And I guess I feel maybe a lot of people, they feel like, I guess, or they might be afraid to fail, right? I mean, the more we fail, the more we're willing to succeed.
Yep. And the truth is, you're afraid to fail, but haven't you already failed when you didn't try?
That's right. That's right. That's right. You only fail when you don't try.
Exactly. You only fail when you don't do it. And so going off that, when it comes to feeling that, am I going on the right way
Yeah, yeah.
or the right path
Yeah.
of my personal development, of my growth is just understand that there is no right path. You just gotta, there's no wrong path. It's
Yeah.
all part of the process. It's all part of the journey.
Trust the
And
process, bro. Trust the process.
That's it. That's it. It's funny how we see all these things in social media, but we just like don't really understand it, right? We just think that it's motivation quotes, but it's literally life hacks, life
Yeah.
facts.
Do you feel like social media has played an impact in our lives where it affects our personal growth, right? Either negative, because I feel like we come to a point where social media basically controls, I guess, 90% of our lives, right? And that's a reflection of who we are,
Yep.
right? And I guess it's just trying to find a way where we can control ourselves and be able to understand that my personal growth and development comes from within,
Yep.
comes from who I am, and not who sees me through different platforms.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. So social media just definitely has a massive impact, and not even I don't like labeling things as good or bad. But
Yeah.
just for this topic, right? I feel like social media has had a massive negative impact for a lot of people. It's because we scroll through TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, every social media, right? And we compare our lives to people. We compare how is this guy in his 20s successful, and I'm 20 and I'm not even there yet. Like this guy was early on the game. You know, he or this girl was early on the game. And I think something that I've always said is you can never compare your chapter 1 journey to someone's chapter 21 journey,
Yeah,
because that's a massive difference right
that's
there.
true.
You know what I mean?
We all start from chapter 1, bro.
Exactly. You gotta start somewhere.
We gotta start from chapter 1, man. We can't. I mean, it's like reading a book and you start from the end. You know, we don't start from the book to the end,
Yeah,
right?
that's it. And I feel like when it comes to social media, man, they don't really show you the struggles. They don't show you the losses, the failures. They don't show you what they went through. They show you the wins. They show you, I'm gonna top the world.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true.
But that's a false perspective. It's great to inspire people, but it's not too great because people don't have the control over their own thoughts and emotions when it comes to things,
Yeah,
right? So what happens then is we start thinking success should be easy.
yeah,
Success should be easy. I mean, it should be easy, but it's only easy when you've accepted the fact that it's not. You know.
100%, bro.
So I feel like the best way, because a lot of us, I mean, all of us, if not, 99% of the populations on social media is, you gotta be aware, and you gotta be conscious when you're on social media. You gotta realize that everything in social media may or may not be real, and that you cannot compare your life, and that you cannot compare what you're currently at in life to everyone else's life, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. I feel like that's the biggest thing.
bro. 100%. From what you said, bro, it's just. I feel like we need to come through. I don't know. Maybe if we take more time to just focus on, I guess, our failures and see them as positive influences and positive ways where we can look forward, right? One of the biggest things that stood out to me is, I'm not sure if you saw this maybe on TikTok or social media or what platform, but let me see, what's his name? Bro, gee, I know his name. I know the actor's name, but he says fall forward. Wait, Sid, do you remember Equalizer?
Denzel Washington.
Denzel Washington. Why did I forget? Anyways, Denzel Washington said his graduation speech, and he goes and says, "Fall forward," right? He always says, "Fall forward," meaning if we fail, make sure we fail forward, failing towards a goal, right, that we're willing to achieve. And I guess like there's so many obstacles in our society that hinder our progress, our growth, and the development. I guess to you, Marcus, what has there ever been a failure in your life that you have been most grateful for?
All of them.
All of them?
There's in this game we call life, man.
Yeah.
There's no losing. 100%. There's no losing. I don't see anything as a loss. I don't see anywhere a part of life is losing. It's either you win or you learn.
Yeah.
Right. And when you get into that perspective, when you get into that mindset or understanding that nothing bad really happens. There's no bad fortune. There's no good fortune. It's all winning or learning. So when you come across failure, what can I learn from this? How can I, if I come across this again, how can I,
Yeah.
face it better?
I like that.
So I think when it comes to failure, and I love failing, man. I love failing because it gives me a massive opportunity and I would say place. It gives me a massive opportunity to grow more. Because that's where the growth is.
Yeah.
In the failures.
You only grow from bro. Like I guess when you're working out, right? You only like when you fail your reps, like that's when you know you're growing because your muscles have torn and you're right. They're giving up, so you know they're ripping. Right? They're gonna increase in strength. And I guess if you think about it, like in life, right? The only way, like no pain, no gain, right?
100%. Yeah.
No pain, no. As cliche as it sounds, no pain, no gain.
Yeah,
so like the more reps we do, wow, look at this, giving an analogy. The more reps we do in life, the easier struggles become for us, and the better our muscles or our obstacles are. Our experience, we can be able to go through them, right, and achieve those goals.
Something just came through me, and I want to say, it's circumstances and obstacles don't get easier. They just become stronger.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Like, people would love to think, how can I make this easier? Simple. Become stronger. Like, that's it.
Bro, basic facts, bro. I mean, I guess okay, how about this question right here? Do you believe that a big portion of, because right now, especially the people that are aged between, right, 16 to 18 or even 18 towards 25, right? We're in this generation where we've become distant or fearful towards change or towards progression or even towards failure, right? What are your thoughts on that?
Why this generation is scared of fail?
Like why this society or this generation majority are afraid to fail or afraid to change or afraid to, I guess, go out and do what they want to do?
Well, there's a lot of reasons, man. But a few things that comes to me is the upbringing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you grow around people that never took risks in their life and failed, I don't think you'd understand what failure really is. And I've seen it time to time with people that I've worked with. Why their confidence so low? It's because they've been brought down by their own parents. Right? There's people we look up to. Our parents, our siblings, our icons.
Mm-hmm.
These kind of people that we look up to. The problem is we look up to other people instead of ourselves. And I feel the biggest thing that gets people, in this generation at least, scared is expectations. And when I say expectations is, they expect to win. And when they don't, they think that they lost. So they don't receive the learning outcome from that. They don't receive there was this quote that I heard the other day from Dr. Joe Dispenza. He said, we are all given opportunities brilliantly disguised as impossible situations.
Yeah.
Right? So every time, at least for this generation, every time we're about to get into something, we have this expectation that we are gonna get it, which is great. Positive thinking, positive,
Yeah,
mindset. But you gotta balance it out. You're only gonna receive what you want to receive when you're all good with it going either way.
Yeah.
When you're all good with it going, like, sweet, you want to be successful, right? But you're not going to be successful the way you think you are.
Yeah, yeah.
You're going to be successful in another way.
Yeah.
But if you let your expectations take that away from you, just because you're not there when you expected or where you expected to end up, doesn't mean you're never going to get there.
Yeah. I like that.
You know?
And I feel like just going back on that point, do you feel like because most of us haven't really seen, I guess, failure in our lives, or most of us or the generation haven't seen struggle, haven't seen hardship, do you feel like that plays a huge impact on their lives?
Yes and no. Yes, it should, because you can only overcome something if you go through it. No, because you should be able to overcome it because you want to go through it. So I feel like the biggest thing that's stopping you is just doubting yourself and fears.
Yeah.
That's it. The
Doubt
main
and
reason
fear,
we're scared,
bro.
the
Doubt
reason
and
we're
fear.
scared is because we're scared of failing. Is because we're scared. It's because
Yeah.
we don't think we're good enough. We're not capable enough that we can't do it.
One thing I wanted to point out is on TikTok, I was watching, Will Smith said this quote. I'm not sure it's from him or from someone else, but what he said was that fear, the word fear is an acronym, and it means either fear everything and run, or face everything and rise, right? So that acronym, like, I feel like that plays so much a big part into our lives, especially now in this generation, right?
Yeah.
Most times we're afraid and we want to fear everything and run away, right? Or we can pick it up, right? Face everything and rise. It's just, going back to what you said, right? The only way to go through, to do something is to go through it, right? There's no way around it, right? We just need to understand that going through things, like, we have to be able to understand that I have to go through this obstacle no matter what. And that's the only way I'm going to rip my bicep, or that's the only way I'm going to progress and grow.
100%. And I think people should start understanding that you should not connect fear as, you should not label fear as a bad thing. And I've talked about this in social media so many times, right?
Yeah.
Fear is just a warning signal in your body. To be honest, fear is your friend. Because it protects you. It protects you when you're starting to be onto something.
Yeah.
Fear is that friend that tells you, hey, this is not what you normally do.
Yeah. Facts, bro. Facts.
Are you sure you want to do this? Now, the only reason fear becomes a bad thing is because you let it paralyze you from moving forward. It becomes a good thing when you use it as a learning that, why am I scared of this? We start seeing things as it actually just is. It's just fear. It's just an emotion. It's just a thought. Nothing else. It's not you.
I like that. If there was a piece of advice you could give yourself, what would it be?
I put this advice out not just for myself, but for the other 20-year-olds out there, right? Explore more. Explore yourself. Not in that way, but like, explore yourself. When I say explore yourself, is look within. Find out what makes you feel alive, and not the external world, not the parties, not the drugs. I guess I can say that. Not the drugs, not the drinks, not the endless one-night stands. Man, ask yourself what really makes me feel alive. Who am I? What values do I embody? Or simply, who do I want to become? And is that person gonna give me joy?
Yeah, I like that.
At the end of the day, what I find is, and I feel like I see this a lot even with celebrities, right? Linkin Park's, rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Linkin Park.
What's his name again? Is it Chester Bennington, I think?
Is it? That's it? Yeah.
Yeah, so...
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time, yeah. Haven't listened to him in a while as well, but... Yeah, he was very happy, a very successful guy, but he still committed suicide. Um, Same thing with that comedian, old guy. He's got a lot of movies. I think he had Jumanji as well.
Oh, Jack Black?
Nah, nah.
No. Oh, the old one.
Yeah.
Oh, Robbie Williams.
Yeah.
That's the goat. One of the goats.
Yeah, one of the goats. And you see how he was a comedian making people happy, yet he wasn't happy with himself.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I can't tell you why, but I feel like it's because they never truly followed their purpose. They never truly found joy. Because, man, you could be happy, but you might not feel joy.
Yeah.
Happiness is something you feel when you acquire something externally. Joy is something you feel when you acquire something internally.
Yeah. I feel like going off the joy part, joy is a choice, right? Like you have a decision and choice on yourself and your emotions. You can choose those things, right? Like the most important part is I feel like with going through obstacles and going through struggles is I feel that it's dependent on your choices and how you see the obstacle, right? Because you can choose to quit, and you could choose to be joyful and have experience.
Yeah.
You can choose to have joy, and be grateful for what is there,
Yeah.
and be happy with the decisions that you've made,
100%.
right?
Yeah.
And it's just your intake and how you look on it.
Yeah, 100%. And I think we've all seen it, right? We've seen homeless people that are very happy.
Yeah,
You know,
100%, bro. I mean, you're from the Philippines, bro. Like
Yeah.
a lot of, bro, like I don't know, a lot of my friends that have been to the Philippines said like there's such a happy people, right? Happy being with their families, right? Doing what they love doing,
Exactly.
you know. But despite circumstances, bro, they choose to be happy,
100%.
and I feel like that's a big thing that we need to focus on here, especially within our early. We need to learn. I feel way like I'm grateful that I had experiences that I've been able to learn at a young age, but like just to be grateful and to be able to acknowledge the blessings around me, right?
Yep, you touched on it, brother. On that gratefulness, right? Is people are. I think I got asked this question as well. Like, how do you find happiness, like within, or how do you find joy, right? And I said, start looking with what you have, and
Yeah.
be grateful for everything that you have,
Yeah.
and stop looking for things that you don't have. And I think that's one reason. I feel like that's one reason how people are very happy is because we stop looking for things that we don't have.
Yeah.
Like, I want that. Well, have you appreciated what you have?
Yeah.
And I think we miss out on that because we're too locked in having things that we don't have yet that we forget to be thankful and grateful
Exactly,
for.
bro. We missed the
have.
mark, bro.
That's it.
We missed the mark thousands of times. Like,
100%.
bro, like it's just coming from, I guess, a Christian background, right? Myself, and just I don't know, for those of you that are familiar with Peter the apostle, right? And there's just in the script, like in the Bible, right? It talks about how just on how they focus on him denying Jesus, right? A couple times, right? 3 times, right? But they fail to understand that he has performed miracles and he has been a man of God prior before, right? So thinking about that like we tend to focus on the negatives on ourselves and whoever it may be, but we miss the mark of the great things that we have, that we can do, and the potential that we have,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, 100%. I love that. I haven't heard that passage in a long time. I'm Catholic, but I've read the Bible in school,
Yeah.
and I've heard that before, and I was like, ooh, that just took me back to a very less stressful times.
For we need to be less stressful, right?
That's it, man. That's it.
Yes. What does authentic mean to you?
Authentic, man. Good question. I like not to think of things, right? So whatever comes through me, I just say it. For me, authentic should be when you're vulnerable. Authentic is being vulnerable and being, from the word itself, you. Just being the whole you, and not the you that people told you to be, not the you that your parents told you to be, not the you that your friends told you to be, but the most authentic you. Because if you're not, I think that's one reason as well that we're not happy with ourselves. It's because we cannot bring out the most authentic us, right? But just to answer that question, bro, you can only be authentic if you're vulnerable, if you've accepted your flaws. And not just see your flaws as a negative thing, but understanding that, hey, I've got flaws, so what? I'm human.
Yeah.
And I love that about myself. And if people cannot accept this authentic me, well, they're not meant to be in my life anyway.
Bro, facts, bro. Facts, bro. Big facts right there. And that's so true, bro. Like, it's just hard because I feel like most times the world we live in and the age group surrounding us, we tend to focus more on, right, or what people want us to be.
Yep.
And the fact that, bro, just the simple thought of people actually change themselves to be accepted by others that they don't really know or like is just something that, bro, that mind boggles me, bro.
Stupid, right?
It's just like, bro, like, what is that? Like, it's just hard to understand that fact that that we don't even know it, because I feel like that proves that most times we don't even know ourselves. And some people don't spend time on figuring out themselves who they are.
Yeah.
Right? Instead of trying to live a life where society tells them what they are.
100%.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that's so true, bro.
Yeah. And I feel like when it comes to that as well, bro, I feel like the main reason we stopped looking into ourselves and we stopped figuring out who we are, right? It's because we're born into a society where there's a term normal and a term you gotta fit in. No, not a term, but a phrase. You gotta fit in.
Bro, that's so true.
Right?
Yeah.
But the problem with that is I feel like the term normal and fitting in is a propaganda technique that, you know, the modern society uses for us to conform in this pre-existing standards that this is who we should be.
Or that's so true.
That because if we're different, and that's how messed up it is now, right? If you're different, if you're unique, people will tell you, you're weird, man. You're one of those.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, bro, I'm one of those, but at least I'm not one of you.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather be unique than be everyone else.
Bro, that's so true. Like, thinking about that, what you just said, I'm just like, there are so many times where, like, we just, like, think about it, like, what even is normal? Right?
That's it. That's it, bro.
What even is normal, bro? Like, what is normal? Like, we're over here trying to be a pre-existing normality where we don't even know what it is.
Yeah, like, who even made the law of normal? Like, normal, the word normal, like, who put a meaning to it? Like, normal is being you.
Bro.
Right? Like, if you want to be normal, be you, because there's no other way to go at it.
Yeah.
There's literally no other way to go at it. Like, if you're trying to live your life the way other people want you to live it, that's not normal for you.
Yeah,
and you feel
exactly.
that in you. You feel that in you.
You feel it's different. It's not you.
Exactly.
You can tell, like, when you're doing something and you can tell, it's like, this is not me. Like, I know people have that feeling where, like, you're doing something that you know that's not you.
Called the intuition, right?
Exactly. Intuition, bro. Intuition.
And I think people need to start trusting their intuition more. It's because your intuition knows things that your mind hasn't processed.
Exactly, bro.
Like, you ever felt like someone's looking at you?
Yeah.
And then you look back and they are?
Yeah.
It's because your intuition has already felt things that your mind hasn't realized it, right?
That's right. When would we take a walk and look and not look back, right? Where we don't need to look back of what we think that might happen to us, right? Bro, that's facts, bro. That's so true. Bro, we're just dropping some good dimes and knowledge over here, guys. With Marcus, bro. It's
100%, brother.
bro, like we've come to the end of our podcast, bro. But Marcus, bro, thanks for coming. Thanks
bro.
for
No
thanks
worries.
for this beautiful, wonderful talk.
I got you.
And I honestly, if I've learned something, I feel like hopefully everyone else would learn something too. Any other thoughts, bro? Like, do you want to share before we close up?
Just going back to the advice, right, bro? Like, start exploring yourself, honestly. Start developing yourself, because at the end of the day, these people that you're trying to impress, these people you're trying to follow, ain't gonna be there at the end. It's just gonna be you.
Yep.
So, if you start building, especially in your 20s, man, that's like the best age and the best time to actually find out who you really are.
Bro.
Right?
100, bro.
Because if you get at the end of your life being programmed and living the life that someone else told you to live, are you gonna be on your deathbed happy? Like, just that's what I like to think of, man. Like, every time I make a move, not to make this long, but every time I make a move, and every now and then, I like to think to myself, what am I doing right now? Who am I being right now? Is this person on his deathbed gonna be happy if the life is lived? If he's living it the way he's living it right now? And when I'm like, yeah, and I'm not gonna be happy, and I was like, sick. Let's see what we can change. Let's see what we can do better.
That's right. Progression. Step by step, guys. Line upon line, precept upon precept.
Day by day, brother. Don't
That's right.
overwhelm yourself.
That's right. Trust the process.
That's it.
Yep, that's right. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll make sure to put down Marcus and his info down on the description below. But make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment, and tell us what your thoughts as well. But yeah, till next time. Thanks, guys.
Let's go.